Hello folks, welcome to Unmatched here. Today we are going to get started on the Chrome extensions. I use Chrome a lot, not just for my regular browsing, but also for my work. So I have tons of tabs open. This is an ideal scenario where you would see these many tabs open on one of my Chrome windows, and there would be 2-3 similar Chrome windows. The problem that I usually face is whenever I'm playing some music on one of the tabs, it becomes difficult for me to just go to that tab directly with one click. Chrome does provide a feature where it allows you to control the music or audio content, and it's a two-click process. You go there and it will show a pop-up. You can control your music or you can go directly to the app. In this video, we are going to resolve that particular issue with a Chrome extension. As you can see here, I have put up the problem statement and also our objectives to solve that problem statement. So you can pause it here and you can take a look at these. I'll just move ahead. Let's get started. What I have done here is I've created a directory in my system by the name of Where is Music. I'm going to open this in VS Code. You can use any IDE that you're comfortable with. So now the VS Code is open. Before we start coding in, I just want to show you the Chrome documentation that we have. So let me go to this developer.chrome.com tutorial that they have. Here what they say is you have to create a manifest file if you have to create an extension. Let's copy this. As you can see, the manifest version is there's a second manifest version. I guess this is what they accept now. You have name, you have app version, and you have description alongside it. Let's just create a file, manifest.json, and I'll paste the contents here. As I already told you, I will name this as Where is Music. Let the version be 1, description. Let me just add some text here. Tells you where the music is coming from in your Chrome window. That works. Now let's get back to the tutorial again. As you can see, they're asking you to enable the developer mode for extensions, and you can load extensions in your plugin. So this is how you do it. You go to More Tools, click on Extension. Now here's the developer mode, and this is how you enable it. You can disable the developer mode. Now when you enable it, you have the ability to load unpacked extensions. So you click on Load Unpacked and you select the directory wherever it is, Where is Music. Now you select this folder and it has come up in my local extensions. Now if you go here, you can refresh it, you can go to the details and see. So this is a description that I've added. This is a name that was there, this is a version number, and this, when you click on update, everything should get updated. So let me just show you that quickly. Let me just correct this typo here. Let me set the version as 0.1.0. Alright, and if you go back and if you click on update, oh, this is not working. Let me go here and yeah, so this is the refresh button which will update your extension, and when you go back to the details, it will be updated here. Now that's about how you set up your local extension into it with just one file, manifest.json, that tells it that there is a extension with that name. So let's move ahead with the documentation, and here it tells you about adding a script here, a background script, which will be your code logic, where your code logic would be sitting in. I'll just copy this snippet from here and I'll go back to my code and I will paste it here. Now to add logos, and there are a couple of permissions that we will need. They have taken storage, but in our case we will be needing the tab permissions here. So I'll just add the tabs permission. Right now Alongside, we also need to give some icons here. So I'll just go ahead and bring some icons over. I have a bundle of icons here that I'll just copy and paste it into this directory of ours. Yep, so I have just taken 4 icons of different resolutions. So these are the core resolutions that you will need if you want to publish your app, or you can just do away with one file. That's also fine if you intend to use it locally. But if you want to publish it, you need to have all these resolutions for the icon. And when we go back to the project now you can see the 4 files in my project root. Since we added this background.js, now we shall add this file into my project background.js. Right. Now let's move ahead to Chrome and let's see how does it look. I've enabled the app. It's updating it. Let me just remove this app and try to re-add it to the same folder. I'll select the folder and I'll hit on refresh, and there it is. So now you can see the extension on your Chrome window, but the icon doesn't feel right. We did add the icons to the project, but we never uh, mapped the manifest JSON to use those icons. To do that, what we'll do is we will just add a browser action property, and into for that it's an object, and what it takes is a default icon. Let me add quotes here. Default icon, and I will tell it to use icon.png. I will add a comma here and I'll format the file. This looks good. Now let's go back to Chrome and try refreshing the extension. Now you can see the icon now starts showing up. Now whenever I click on this icon, it should use the background.js. It will invoke the background.js process and whatever logic we built into it. Now for the coming to the logic part of it, let's go back to the documentation, Chrome extensions tabs. Now we added the permissions for tabs, but we need to manipulate the tabs so that whenever there's a music coming out of those tabs, it should become the active tab or it should get highlighted. So for that, let's go to the documentation and let's study about it a bit. Here are the methods that I think that we might need. One is this query method. Let's go to this one. So if you look at the query method, what we'll say is you can have all these parameters for the query, and depending on these parameters we can look for, we can get the result for all the tabs that are inside the Chrome instance. Let's go ahead, and the one that we would like to use is audible. Whenever tab is playing music, this audible property I think would be set to true. Let's see if we can make use of this into it. Let's head back to the code and let's make changes to the background.js. So the first things first, there needs to be a handler that needs to be added here, so that whenever the button is clicked on your Chrome window, this background.js, it should be invoked. To do that, what I'll do is I will call a Chrome method. It's called browser action. The handler that we are going to add is on clicked. Let's add the listener, and there's a callback method added to it. Let's put it to use first. Let's say extension invoked, and let's see if our extension is getting invoked or not. I will save this file and I will head back to the extensions that we have. I'll reload this file. Oh, there's an error. What it says is cannot read property of the undefined. So to check this error, let's go back to the background.js. Okay, so I have a typo here. Let me just fix that. Save this. Odd one, yeah. Let's go back and refresh this. Let's clear out all the errors and refresh this. Alright, so whenever you click on that extension, it invokes it and it leaves out an alert message saying extension invoked. So that's what we wanted to do to test it out if it's getting invoked or not. Alright, so let's copy this extension that we have, the tabs extension, which says Chrome tabs query, and let's use this in our code here instead of this alert message. Okay, and for the query info, we'll pass on an object. As we already discussed, we'll use the audible and we'll check for all the audible true properties on all the tabs. And for the function callback, I'll just expect tabs, an array of tabs as result, and I will handle it in here in this callback. Okay, so whenever we get the particular tab, what we want to do is we want to get it in front as well. So to do that, that's not the property of the tab, but that's something that you do it with a Chrome window. Similarly, we'll go to the documentation and we will look for the window. I think you should be able to find it in the developer guide here. Let's search for a window. Yep, so there it is, windows. The idea here is to get a window for the tab window ID. Alright, so let's say get, and what it expects is the in window ID, and there are other properties that you can pass along with, and then there's a callback. So we are going to use the same here. First thing that we'll do is we will loop on the tabs for each, and let's call the element as tab, and we are going to pass it to the windows, Chrome windows. So Chrome dot windows dot get tab dot window ID. I believe that's the property that you get from the tabs. Let's go ahead and check it. When you get a tab, and I think there's a window ID here somewhere here. There it is. So whenever a tab comes, it also comes with the particular window ID. And what we would like to do next is pass on a callback here which says function, and it expects a window object. And what we want to do with that window object is we want to update a particular windows to be in focus. So I'll write this line of code where it says chrome dot windows dot update. I think we have to put a bracket here. Yep, update, and I'll pass on the tab dot window ID, and what I'll expect it to do here is be in focus. So I will say that okay, focused should be set to true. Alright, let's format it, and there it is. So whenever we get a particular tab, we'll get to that window and we'll update it to be in focus. Now let's go ahead and let's check it out. Let's play some music on YouTube music, and let's just test out the ad first. Whenever the tab comes, it should come out and it should become the active window, active tab. But wait on a second, for that to happen I guess we have to keep it in a separate, we need two instances of the windows. So let me just separate it out, and I'll play a song here. All right. And whenever I click on this extension, let me just reload this extension here and go to this window. When I click on this, something is erroring out. Alright, so it says that chrome.windows.update update info, it was unexpectedly focused. I think there's a typo here. Alright, single S. And when you go back, let's clear out the errors here and reload the extension. Now when I click on this, so if you see, this window comes up because this is where the song is. Now we get the window, but we need to also display the particular tab. So for that, what we'll do is we'll update the property of the window. Let me just pause this song here. Let's go to background.js, and here we will put a condition that if, or without any conditions, let's just bring the tab out. We'll say chrome.tabs.update. What we'll do is it will take parameters like tab.id. Now you can go back to the documentation and look for all these methods that I'm using here. All this is part of the Chrome documentation, so it's easier to reference yourself if you're having issues with this. We will set that active should be true, so we want to bring the tab out, so we'll set active equal to true. And what else does it expect? I think let's go back to Windows. I don't need this one. This is where we have let's use update. Okay, all right, so I think setting it to active should do the thing here. It says whether tab should be active, does not affect whether window is focused or not. All right, so first we are doing, so if you see, right, so to counteract this one, we are setting the window to the focus, and then we are setting the tab to be active. So we have the update properties, and next is a callback method. I don't think we need to add anything there. I'll just add a function, an empty function to be sure, and I think we are good. Let's go back. Let's update, reload the property to see if there are any typos this time. No, there are none. And let's start the music. You can't, I guess you can't hear the music because I'm not recording that music. Otherwise you won't be able to hear my voice. So let's click on the tab. Yep, so whenever you click on this, no matter which tab you are on, you will come back to the tab which is playing the music. Now let's set out the tabs like separately. Now this is another window. When we click on this tab, again the music playing tab comes up. Alright, so even if it's minimized and you click on this tab comes up. Now there would be a genuine question here. What if there are multiple tabs on the same window itself? For example, I have something like let's say YouTube playing alongside it. I'll play a random video here. Whenever I click on this button, it goes to recent one, I believe it goes to that. So to change our code to make sure that we get all the highlighted tabs, what are we going to do here is we are going to add a condition here. First of all, I want to reverse the entire list here. I will just put a reverse here, and the condition that I'm going to put here is if there is only one, I mean the first tab, I mean if it's the first index, I will just add the index property in the loop itself, index. If it's the first index, what you need to do is just set the tabs to active, right? Else you just need to highlight them. For that you need to use the same same method, but the update properties would be a bit different. What you need to use is the highlighted. So what this will do is it will this piece of code from line 9 to line 12, what this will do is it will check if this is the first tab or not. If it's first tab in the entire window, it will become the active one, and the other tabs will just get highlighted wherever the music is coming from. Let's just put it to use. I will set it, I will reload this, and I will start the music again on respective tab. And right, now let's have more windows here, and whenever I click on this one, if you remember, this is what we expected, right? It will highlight the first tab and the other tabs would just get highlighted. I think that's it. No, but the music tab is active and the YouTube tab is highlighted. So that's what we intended to do, and that's happening even if the tab is minimized. That's pretty much what I wanted to accomplish. If we go back, oh, I closed it, I believe, but if those are the objectives that I had. So I think what I will do is I'll try to load this application into Chrome and let's see if what Chrome people come back with. That's it from my side. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, or subscribe if you feel like so. Bye.